I literally applauded as the end credits rolled on Super Mario Odyssey. I'd spent the last 15 hours with a giant grin on my face, and somehow the climax put a genuinely surprising and delightful exclamation point on the plumber's latest adventure. This is another brilliant redefinition of the very platforming genre Mario helped popularize 30 years ago. And best of all, even with the story complete, Odyssey has so much more to offer. Odyssey may look like a straight successor to the Mario 64 and Sunshine line of sandbox 3D Marios, but it's so much more than that. Naturally, it evokes, honors, and is sometimes directly inspired by the games that came before it in its characters, music, and mechanics. But it also has new things to say, like fusing classic-style 2D gameplay with the 3D world and using a completely new possession mechanic to add constant variety to Mario's abilities and exploits. That possession power, embodied by Mario's new sidekick/headwear, Cappy, is Odyssey's freshest idea. In keeping with Nintendo's decades-long tradition of charmingly nonsensical storylines, he's a hat with a soul, and he's teamed up with Mario in order to rescue his sister Tiara who, wait for it, has been kidnapped by Bowser along with Princess Peach. Hey, I said it was charming, not original. Cappy's fantastically fun power allows you to take over many other characters by throwing Mario's hat at them. He's also creatively used as a jump pad and a weapon that's as powerful as Mario's butt stomp ever was. Many of the cleverest and most smile-inducing possessions are best left as surprises, but whether I was thrashing about as a huge, realistic-looking T-Rex or making a stack of Goombas 10 tall to win over a hard-to-impress Lady Goomba, Odyssey constantly mixes up Mario's hunt for Power Moon collectibles in surprising ways. Odyssey's inspired integration of 2D gameplay, complete with Super Mario Bros. Era 8-bit art, deserves special mention. Most of these sequences aren't as long as I'd like, but each blends pure weapons-grade retro gameplay with numerous other callbacks while still changing things up and staying distinct from those original games. They bend the rules so far they go beyond even the most ambitious creations we saw in Super Mario Maker. Of all the disparate lands Mario visits in his Odyssey, the urban-themed Metro Kingdom is my favorite. We've never seen anything like the semi-realistic look of New Donk City in a Mario game before. Not only do its urban obstacles allow for some kinetic platforming, bouncing off of the hoods of cars and flinging yourself off of city poles, for instance, but minigames like an RC car race and a jump rope challenge are great diversions. All the while, the sheer artistic contrast between the city and Mario's consistently cartoony look and proportions have already generated humorous discussions about who, or more specifically what, Mario actually is. The end of the New Donk City portion might be the very peak of the pleasure that Odyssey delivers on a consistent basis, and its conclusion is a literal celebration that doubles as a figurative one. Odyssey is a creative joy that seems to understand and relish that about itself. I expected to be able to continue playing even after the plot had been resolved, given Odyssey's 3D sandbox nature, but I wasn't prepared for just how much there is to do after it's quote-unquote over. Some of its finest moments follow the credits, from new unlockables that nod lovingly toward the past, to a clever new implementation of an old friend, to entire new worlds you weren't expecting. I'm still not ready to put Odyssey down, nor do I expect to be for quite some time. That said, Odyssey isn't particularly difficult. Most boss fights are over a bit quicker and easier than their gorgeous designs would suggest, and when you do fail, death taxes you an almost meaningless 10 gold coins to try again from liberally placed checkpoints. Instead, challenge lies in exploration. There are hundreds and hundreds of Power Moons to discover, and you'll want to gather them because they're the keys that unlock new worlds. Some are behind hidden doorways, others are tucked away in linear areas that try to trick you into thinking there's only one moon there. I did my best to search thoroughly on my first pass through the campaign, but ended up with a little more than 200, or less than a quarter of the total complement of collectible Celestials. Wow! While Odyssey does a great job of thinking outside the 3D platformer box, it doesn't slay all of the genre's demons. The camera, for instance, still causes trouble sometimes, leading you to whiff on a jump or have trouble seeing a boss attack coming. I played with the Pro Controller and turned my camera sensitivity up to alleviate some of this, which is a welcome option to have. Mario's games have been around for almost as long as game consoles have been a thing, but thankfully, he's always evolving. Super Mario Odyssey delivers on that ongoing promise of originality and innovation. It distills the venerable series' joyful, irreverent world and characters and best-in-class platforming action, and introduces a steady stream of new and unexpected mechanics. It's all spun together into a generational masterpiece. For more on Super Mario Odyssey, check out the first episode of Link Together with Odyssey, as well as the first minutes of the game. And for everything else Mario, you're already in the right place right here at IGN.